Let's talk a little bit about wiring. I'm going to give you a quick tip on how to add a simple bit of wire to your layout that once you've settled on a track plan and have a design that you like, will greatly reduce the amount of wiring you need to do underneath your layout and also really improve your performance around a longer loop of track than what you're used to with your starter sets. FasTrack, Lionel's FasTrack is designed on the bottom to have several tabs where the track is held to the base. And these allow you to make hard connections underneath the layout, either from track to track or from track to a bus wire to connect your transformer to different spots around the platform. On our display layouts, to make sure that we always have good conductivity, we take the time to pre-jumper each one of these sections so that you're not relying on the rails themselves and the joints between the rails to carry the current, but rather have a hard wire connection underneath. To do that, we start by making some small jumper wires. We're using 16 gauge telephone or speaker wire here for this, which you can get at any hardware store. And you'll start by cutting up a whole bunch of little sections like this. Simply snip off sections to length, use a pair of wire strippers to cut it to expose the ends, note out of the way there, and then we'll tin the ends with solder so they're ready to go. To attach the feeder wires to the rail, first what we do is apply a small drop of solder to one of these tabs. It's simply a matter of heating the tab, applying a little solder. And this will give us something to bond onto in a few minutes. With the tabs and the wires pre-tinned, we can install the wire simply like this. Once the solder starts to heat up and melt, it'll go quite quickly. Apply to one tab and bend the wire around and do the same thing on the next piece of track. You're going to put two jumpers between each piece, each joint. One will go from inside to inside for the inside rail, and one will go from one of the outsides to one of the other outsides, so you'll have both of your common and your ground and your hot connected with these bus wires. When it's complete, you'll have something that looks like this with a pair of jumpers. We can then go through and add feeder wires to connect to the main layout wiring itself. Here we're using some pre-wired sections that are available through our customer service department, also come in a lot of our earlier transformer sets. And these just clip right onto the tabs on the bottom of the track and then can be connected to a transformer, or as we'll see in another upcoming video, onto a larger bus wire to distribute the power. In doing things this way, you can run a much larger layout with a small power pack than you could with using just the track itself for power. We have an 8 by 20 foot loop of track here on our layout we're building right now, and we've been able to run trains very evenly all the way around it using a simple CW40 power supply with no voltage drop from one end to the other, just by soldering the tracks together. So it's a really quick and easy way to improve the operations on your layout. Once the track is turned over and on the right side up, of course, you'll never see any of all the hard work that went into it, but you will appreciate it in much better running trains.